baby who's not quite two.
Okay.
Cozumel, I think, out of Galveston. It'll be fun, yeah, but it won't be stressful as what because I'm going to be chasing kids down because apparently his wife's not doing all that well, so she's probably kid duty.
She'll
so
be
it's
on the
gonna
spot.
be, wow. That's okay, half time.
Please don't.
2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks.
Please.
Just in our investment accounts, it doesn't even include our general fund.
Yeah, the end of April, first week in May, kind of ends right then.
I'll take it. Yeah. For last quarter. So almost by the end of the year, we'll probably have $1 million. When you include the general fund.
Okay, I'm going to call this meeting of the Sweetwater City Council to order. I'm going to ask Assistant Chief Stroman to give the invocation this morning and Councilman Peak to lead us in the pledges.
All right, if you'll pray with me. Heavenly Father, we come to you in prayer this morning, and just something that we never really think of at this moment is just worship, and how stewardship is an act of worship to you. And so, Lord, right now we just pause, and we're thankful for the blessing that you've given us to have this community, and we thank you for the stewardship that's exercised over it. And just pray that you be with all of the council members, the mayor, and everybody present this morning, that you would just bless this time. Bless the leaders of our community and of our state and of our nation, and just again, thank you for giving us such a wonderful home to live in, and just pray blessings over all of these areas. Lord, as it's cloudy outside, we obviously pray for the wonderful blessing of rain, that you would just send as much as you can our way to replenish our lakes, to water our fields, and to also, Lord, just lift our spirits. It's these things pray in your name, Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me in the pledge to our nation and state flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you.
Okay, we'd like to welcome the Leadership Sweetwater class, which is here today. Thank you for taking part in this important leadership opportunity, and enjoy the rest of your day. And if y'all would, do a little rain dance for us on the way over to the county. Okay, we'll now move to item 5, which is discuss, consider, and act upon approval of minutes for meeting held on March the 12th.
So moved.
A second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, item number 6 calls for public input. At this time, anyone is allowed to speak on any matter other than personal matters or matters under litigation. Is there anyone who wishes to speak? Okay. Now move to item 7, which is to hear from Ms. Karen Hunt, Executive Director of Chamber of Commerce, regarding the annual occupancy of fund report.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Again, on behalf of Leadership Sweetwater, we're just thankful for today. Our city, county government issues is always one of our big sessions, and just a very educational, informative session. Thanks for hosting us now, and then again afterwards when we get to kind of go through the department heads and to see what, inner workings of Sweetwater and what makes Sweetwater so great. So we just finished our one in Austin. Kind of did a little backwards this year. We saw the state government first, and now we're going to see local. But again, trip to Austin was very successful. We are fewer in numbers this morning, but quite a few conflicts in April. And so we have 7 here, I think. And so anyway, we've had a great year. We have this session and one more, and then we'll round out our year with Leadership Sweetwater. It's been a great year. So on to the occupancy. Sweetwater Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors appreciates the contract we have with the city to receive those occupancy funds in, and they work very diligently as a board to make sure those are being expended in the correct way. As you can see on the report, y'all each have that report on there. We received just shy of $400,000, and of that amount, we have our occupancy eligible programs, which will be the football playoffs, Rattlesnake Roundup expenses, some Sunset on the Square community events, which lends to itself to bringing occupancy to the hotels, which is Sunset on the Square, Rock the Block, that kind of thing. And then our CVB incentives that we give to the groups that petition us with an application of a fund request. We did give funds out to 13 different groups last year. And many of those were repeat customers to town, and particularly out at the Coliseum, that come 4 and 5 times a year. And those are our rodeo associations. Their finals end up being in the summer, and in the summer months, of course, the hotels receive quite a bit more occupancy due to those finals being held, because that's when the grandparents and extended families will come in and not just stay in the RVs at the complex, but they will stay in our hotels during the May, June, and July months as they're having their finals. And we built, I think in the last 6 years, 3 really good weekends that are bringing hotel occupancies to their max, their full. Of course, Rattlesnake Roundup being one of those. The other one was just the most recent Rattlesnake Gravel Grind with David King's very successful event. We helped that with an incentive. And then the Ranger College Rodeo comes in with 16 different colleges in. So between those 2 events being on the same weekend, hotels were full again, and checking with those hotels. And then the WASP weekend, where we teamed Beat the Street, WASP, and Sunset on the Square. And we're seeing hotels at 100% to 85% for 2 nights straight on those weekends. So those incentives are really paying off, and we enjoy having that outside money come to town for sure. So other occupancy expenses, they're at $48,000. That was our Windblade project, took up more than half of that. And then things like our long distance toll-free line, people can call in asking, we can call out. And then website expenses or other advertising expenses that are not Rattlesnake Roundup related. So, and then our overhead allocation, the Visitors Bureau portion of the utilities and water and all the things that go into keeping that operational and open. Chamber salaries that are deemed occupancy worthy expended salaries. So anyway, you can see we did come in a little bit over in our spending, and I will attribute that all the way back to our fall of 9 football playoff games. And in that, we generated more revenue than that, but I will tell you, out of that 51,000 number, 48,000 was to those football playoff games. We pay all the officials, we pay the rental of the Mustang Bowl, we pay ambulance expenses. Any expense related to that football playoff game is paid through the chamber occupancy, but the revenue that comes in from the gate then has to go into the general fund because it cannot go into this restricted fund. So that revenue way exceeded the amount that was overspent, and then we just generate it back into helping out with overhead at that point. So anyway, I do just want to applaud the board of directors at the chamber and in the manner in which they put thought into how that money is spent, and the time they take to get educated on how they can spend it and how they cannot spend it on things such as Sparks in the Park, Christmas parade, and all the Christmas community. The Christmas related or Sparks in the Park holiday related events are not going to be expendable through the occupancy, and we fundraise all that through the chamber. So it's been a great year. We're looking forward to, we're almost halfway through this one already, but we've just we've really good growth in Sweetwater, and we appreciate getting to be part of it. Thanks. Any questions for me?
Thank you, Karen.
All right, well, thank you again.
Good report.
Now move to item 8A, which is discuss, consider, and act upon Sweetwater Station's request for a resolution of supporting its application for funding through the Affordable Housing Program of the Federal Home Loan Bank of Dallas.
Good morning, Mayor
Morning,
and
sir.
council members. Thank you. My name is Mike Ash with JES Devco. Address is 1535 Camino Lago in Irving, Texas. Thank you first off for the time this morning. I appreciate it. I know we've been in front of you a number of times. This is the project that you looked at in 2021, gave a resolution of support to. It's a senior 54-unit deal at the corner of Broadway and Bauckham. Recently, you've seen my colleague here, Ryan Garcia, talking to you about a partnership with the Texas Housing Foundation. I'm here today to ask for your support in the form of a resolution of support for an application for funding with the Federal Home Loan Bank Board. We still have a gap that we're trying to solve. The gap is getting more and more manageable. This funding source would give us a way to plug that gap and get the deal done. We're closing in July on this deal anyway, even if we don't have this funding source, but we're hoping to use it to backfill some of the funding sources. There is no obligation on behalf of the city. There's no funding or any kind of financial benefit required. It's just simply a resolution of support that's a requirement from the Federal Home Loan Bank Board to make sure the community wants this development here. So I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Appreciate it.
Now read the resolution into the record. Resolution of the City Council of the City of Sweetwater, Nolan County, Texas, hereby confirms that it supports Sweetwater Station in its application for funding through the Affordable Housing Program of the Federal Loan Bank of Dallas, and that the City of Sweetwater supports the community revitalization efforts of Sweetwater Station. Now move to item 8B, which is discuss, consider, and act upon approval of a quarterly investment report for the quarter ending March 31st, 2024. Any questions? We have a motion.
Move we approve the quarterly investment report.
I'll second the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Now move to item 8C, which is discuss, consider, and act upon a mid-year audit engagement letter with Kathy Wilkes, Certified Public Accountant. Any questions? We have a motion. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Now move to item 8D, which is discuss, consider, and act upon audit engagement letter with Kathy Wilkes, Certified Public Accountant. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now move to item 8E, which is discuss, consider, and act upon adoption of an updated City of Sweetwater Water Conservation and Drought Contingency Plan. Any questions? Or Justin?
Y'all have any questions?
You addressed mine already, so.
Well, the city of Sweetwater public water system is required to have in place a water conservation and drought contingency plan, and it is required that these plans be updated every 5 years. The plans have been updated, and we're asking for the consideration and possible adoption of the updated water conservation and drought contingency plan.
Any significant changes in this update?
No, sir.
What, are you going to implement the changes we talked about for 4 and 5?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
To be more specific on that, Councilman, I had sent out an email as a response to a query that the councilman had yesterday about possibly amending the tiered structure in stages 4 and 5. And so I don't know if you need to make that in the form of a motion and be specific about it. I think that's more of a legal question, because the draft that we proposed had what it had, and so
Right.
any changes to that, I think
Can we just
need to be
just
clear.
say with changes to the tiers? So
Okay.
Yeah, I think you can do that.
I move we approve the drought contingency plan with the adjustments for the tiers for stages 4 and 5.
Second. All in favor? Thanks, sir. Now move to item 8F, which is discuss, consider, and act upon final acceptance and release of retainage funds for the trailer-mounted stand by generators.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we now move to item 8G, which is discuss, consider, and act upon approving an interlocal agreement between Sweetwater Independent School District and Sweetwater Enterprise for Economic Development Municipal Development District to increase child care capacity in Nolan County.
Good morning.
Morning.
I did want to point out on this item, the agenda memo was completed before we changed the payment structure. The one that I sent in had a facility and capacity payment. The one that was approved by the MDD Board of Directors yesterday is a maximum incentive of $147,500. 50% of that is payable within 10 business days of June 1. And then the remaining 50%, the $73,750, will be payable after September 1, once the Sweetwater ISD's child care license reflects the capacity of 112. Their current capacity is 53, and so they've agreed to increase that capacity for their child care by 59, and this will be a year-round daycare that will be open to the public of Sweetwater. So hopefully we can get the ball rolling, fill them up, and they'll be willing to expand even more in the future. So, are there any questions?
You gave the numbers the other day of what percentage of children
yeah.
are actually.
So currently in Nolan County, there are a little less than 405 spots of capacity, childcare capacity, throughout all of our daycares. There are roughly 2,500 children population ages 0 to 12, which means we only cover about a little over 14% of childcare demand in Nolan County right now. So it's last year, Seed MDD passed a resolution allocating some funding in hopes to increase capacity. This project falls under that resolution, and so we hope that this will generate interest from more of our hopefully private and public child care facilities.
I move adoption of the interlocal agreement as approved at the Seed Board meeting yesterday.
Second.
All in favor? Dr. Peak had asked me those numbers, and I couldn't remember what you said the other day. Motion carried and approved. Now move to item 8.8, which is to hear a presentation from Lynn Barrett, Director of Planning and Operations, regarding code enforcement updates.
Good morning. I'm hoping that they will advance to the next slide. There we go. This is the normal kind of update that I generally give in a slightly different place, but just to kind of refresh what we're doing in code enforcement and inspections and permitting areas. We didn't do any dilapidated structure tear downs in March due to the fact that we were so busy getting ready for our festivals. We haven't had any rezonings or plats come through, but we have increased our building permit out on the slide. We're much higher on our noticing and actions and the inspections themselves for the buildings. Next slide, please. Some of the other major department activity that we go through in the operations area. So we are working with Purdue, Brandon, and Texas Community Group on that approval that you gave back in December for them to do tax sales for us and collect our liens. And so that is ongoing every month. These courthouse steps, and we're doing some sales that are coming through. We are also getting interest in some other private properties for the city already has trust properties associated with that, so there's a lot more buzz going on trying to recover these trust properties and put them back on the tax rolls. We are working with the owner on Avenger Village, which, as you know, is falling into some disrepair, and we're really hopeful that we're going to have some traction on that and get some of those seriously dilapidated structures taken down and some investment back in that property in the short order. We've been working on, as a department, the perimeter fence around the airport, which was put in several busy making sure that all of that is cleared around it so that it is accessible, so we can make sure that it isn't being penetrated by deer and hogs. We had an airport FAA inspector out, and he gave us a good report. We have a few things to work on, but they are not in any way serious, and most of them were carried over from the last time he was here and 3 years ago. My staff has been working very hard on getting the landfill ready for their TCEQ inspection that's upcoming. I've been spending some time with Misha in particular, working on trying to research our wind blade problem and what we can actually do to alleviate that. And then we've also been working on the data center, which is on Sam Houston, that plan review, and those permits have been issued. So just wanted to give you kind of an overview of what we are doing in addition to just simply code enforcement.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we now move to item 8I, which is discuss, consider, and act upon orders declaring structures on described properties within the city of Sweetwater, Texas to be dilapidated and or deteriorated and unfit for human habitation so as to require repair, rehabilitation, or demolition, providing a time for which to rehabilitate, repair, and demolish such structures, and provide for repair, rehabilitation, and demolition and removal, which requires a public hearing on each property. At this time, Jeff Allen, City Attorney, will swear in Lynn Barrett.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony that you are about to give in the matter pending before the City Council is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do.
Okay. At this time, begin opening public hearing, beginning with the first property.
Move we open public hearing for 605 West 3rd Street.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Property one is this particular home has been on our radar for some time, and it is, as you can see, dilapidated and has been found to be substandard and not savable by staff. We are proposing that, absent any ownership showing up, with a plan to the contrary, that it be ordered to be demolished. And the second item on our list is on Ross Street. Again, this is next door to a property that actually is in
Let me
good.
finish this one first.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Thank you.
I didn't know.
Okay, is there anyone who wished to speak regarding 605 West 3rd Street? Okay. Do we have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, do I have a motion for declaration of dilapidation and or deterioration and unfit for human habitation and order repair, rehabilitation, or demolition of 605 West 3rd Street within 35 days of date of order?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Do I have a motion to open public hearing for 611 Ross Street?
Make a motion, we open the hearing for 611 Ross Street.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now, I'm sorry.
Okay. This particular property here is next to a property that is under ownership and it's occupied and it's not in this state. So as you picture tells 1,000 words, this is not savable property either, and staff is requesting that it be demolished absent any ownership request.
Is there anyone here who wishes to speak for 611 Ross Street? Do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do I have a motion for declaration of dilapidation and or deterioration and unfit for human habitation and order repairs, rehabilitation, or demolition of 611 Ross Street within 35 days of date of order?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now move to item 8J, which is discuss, consider, and act upon a resolution authorizing the city manager to apply for a public safety grant for the purpose of promoting public safety, reducing crime, and improving the criminal justice system.
This is a grant that we've applied for, gives us an extra tool to provide enhanced public safety for our community and help with crime suppression. Basically, it's a license plate reader. It can track registered sex offenders. It can establish timelines for people that maybe committed a crime and traveled through our community or within our community. Can help find missing persons. I've seen them used for crash investigation on hit and runs when people flee the scene, and it also gives a timeline on how fast maybe they were going as they were traveling through. It's kind of endless. Also, there's where it's been used to apprehend narcotics trafficking, money laundering, and more importantly, the trafficking of humans. We'll have access to the database throughout not only our state but the nation of other license plate readers, to where if there is somebody that they're looking for in another state, and we can track that they're coming possibly into our community.
Is there any kind of subscription fee that is applied to access these
There
other
is.
databases?
Yes, sir, there is. I believe the last one we had a $2,000, $1,200.
A year?
I believe it's one time.
Any other questions? You have a motion?
I move adoption of the resolution.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Now read the resolution into the record. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Sweetwater, Texas, authorizing the city manager to apply for a public safety grant for the purpose of promoting public safety, reducing crime, and improving the criminal justice system. City manager's report.
Yes, sir. We've got some police vehicles that were donated to the police department. Anytime we get vehicles in PD is a good day, and this is no exception. One was donated, I believe, by the district attorney's office, and the second was
Was through a grant through the COG.
through the COG.
Partially.
Yes, sir. And so we appreciate the assistance of the COG and especially the DA's office here locally in helping us get 2 new police vehicles. So we'll get those rolling very, very soon. Municipal pool opening day is scheduled for May 25th. We're in the process right now of hiring lifeguards. So if anybody out in the community is interested in helping us out, please give City Hall a call, and we will get that process rolling for you. The last item I have, the most important item I have, I should say, is the police department back the blue bonnets effort. It was a real big hit on social media. I think this one may have been the biggest liked or the most liked post that we've made in our social media history in the city of Sweetwater, so very proud of that. Fire department also participated. At the time that we put this agenda together, it had only been the police department, but fire department participated in that. And Chief, we thank you and your guys for stepping up on that. City Hall staff was out at the eclipse yesterday. I don't think we have any pictures of that, but we did. Some members of the City Hall staff also went out to the site and took some pictures of us looking at the eclipse and holding some juice and moon pies. It was a fun afternoon for everybody involved. And so I don't know who the winner is. I'll leave that up to the council and the community, but it's a tight race, and thanks to Kathleen and everybody who participated in getting this together, just trying to have a little fun here at the city of Sweetwater.
For the record, I was shocked Corey was not involved with this.
Well, you know.
And I don't think all the contestants are in. We haven't seen anything from the water department yet, so. We're waiting.
Keep it G-rated.
Yeah. Mr. Mayor, that's all I have.
They were excellent. Now move to item 10, which is to enter into closed session pursuant to section 551.071 of the Texas Governmental Code.
Make a motion, we enter into executive session.
Second.